Well, thank you for joining us. Well, we're going to be going over the MXNet video over IP solution from AV Pro Edge. We're in here now on the control box web UI, which enables us to configure the MXNet solution. And please have a look at some of our other videos on YouTube in relation to the Mentor software, because we go through all of these criteria in a little bit of detail, so you get a very good understanding on the configuration of the system. Now, but what we're here for today is to go over the video wall presets in relation to the MXNet IP solution. Now, by selecting this video wall tag, you can see here we have two different types of video walls we can create. One is your standard industry video walls, like your 2x2s, 3x3s, and so on. There's quite a few things we can do in relation to that. But a new feature is also the mosaic video wall feature layouts as well, which enables us to do customized video walls, like, flipping a panel, 180 degrees and different customized layouts and looks, because these days a lot of people like to make quite artistic impressions with their video walls and do these customized styles. So we'll touch base on that in the second part of the video. But first and foremost, let's jump into our standard video wall layouts. Now, what you're seeing here in front of us is quite simply a few tags. This is combine, which is combining an input across the whole video wall. Independent, which is giving us independent sources in each monitor on the video wall. So then we can obviously switch other ones to those locations. Now, OSD on, which is the on-screen display on or off, we'll obviously talk about in a little bit of detail when we create a video wall. So first and foremost, what we can see here is we can create video walls by adding in, how many columns and how many rows in relation to here to create a video wall. I'd like to show you a way that I like to do it, because it kind of streamlines the process a little bit, makes it a little bit faster, which I'm sure you'll probably enjoy. So quite simply, we can click on video wall list. As you can see, we don't have anything created here at the moment. So what we can do now here is say add video wall. So let's create a bit of a test video wall. So let's call this one test. Now I have 4 decoders in the system at the moment, so let's do a 2x2 system, which is pretty standard, and we're going to call this VW1 for video wall 1. Now we're going to save this to our library, this is our library location. You'll see here our test video wall. So if I select our test video wall, we're going to see the video wall be created in the same location. Like, we could put 2x2 in here, but then we'd have to go and name it all, etc. But I like doing it this way because it makes it quick and easy. Now, when we go to our layouts, you'll see our video wall 1 layout, all right, because we've created them both at one time. So that's why I like to do it through this way. Obviously, you can just do it from here and then save it all. In this case, it's already been saved, but we can click save here, and that'll obviously save it if we created it here as well. Now, what we need to do from this point is we've created a 2x2 video wall layout. Nice and simple. But what we need to add into this now is what encoder and what decoders we're going to be using on our system. So by clicking our drop-down tag here on our encoders list, these are the encoders we have available. The red one is obviously in operation. I don't actually have it plugged in, but I do have 2 more here that are green that are live on the system. And what will happen from this point, we can here select a particular video wall. A input source on our encoder. You'll see here's a live preview that comes up on the system, so it actually enables you to see that you actually have content being delivered and what it is on each individual encoder. So that's really quite nice as an integrator to see. It takes a snapshot every so many seconds, so you can see the content is live. In this case, I'm going to use DVD to create a 2x2 video wall. This is going to be my input source. So by holding down your mouse button or using your laptop, quite simply drag that over to this source location on your panels here. So we're just going to do that for all 4 of our screens. So we want DVD input to all 4 of these monitors in our 2x2 video wall. But now we have to select our endpoints, so our decoders, which are behind each individual panel. So in this case, I have 4 monitors available. This is a touch screen, a couple of AOC monitors, and a Sony display in here, but we can utilize those. So what we're going to do is pop our touch screen here. We'll put our AOC there, we'll put another one down here, and we'll put our Sony over here. So now we've got a 2x2 video wall with our source input that we choose to share on it and what monitors we are using. Now, the good thing about this particular system is that when you're using monitors alike or different monitors, for example, they might have different bezel sizes, etc. So what we need to do here, if you wanted to, we can put in display measurements. I'm just going to quickly run over this, but essentially we would highlight the monitor. Well, then we can put in here our visible width. So this is basically the visual width of what's going on, okay? So that is the monitor that gives us the picture reproduction. All right, so inside the bezels. So we have the height of that and we have the width of that. Then you have the overall as well, which is the outer width as well and the outer height, which tells us by this diagram, as you can see here, which is the external bezel. Now, the reason why we do that, and we can save that display information here, is that way we keep our visual image in context. You know, we're not stretching someone's face so they look like they've got a line down the middle of their head and that's stretched super wide or something like that. It actually renders the image correctly across the video wall, taking into consideration those bezels. Now, you do have to highlight each one of those if you're going to do them individually to making sure that we have the correct details. Now, once we've done all this, what you will notice, we've created our input sources as we mentioned, we've got our displays. So what we might do is just save that to this video wall one layout just by collecting save. Now, some cool features we can do from this point. We've selected DVD, obviously, to create one video wall using these 4 displays. Now, for us to generate that image to that video wall, we quite simply select Combine. So that's combining them all together, and then we generate the video wall. Now, once we've done that, obviously the video wall has now switched over for us to its correct layouts, and it works extremely well. I'll insert a bit of an image on that just happening right now. Okay, now if we might want independent images on each of these, and then we can matrix them by using our auto matrixing, we can do that as well. But what I would like to show you quickly is, because we've generated that video wall, if we don't have a reference on being able to see that from when we're setting up the system, what we can do is go to our auto matrix page. And you'll notice here that our VW1 is across these 4 panels. Now, that is our video wall layout. So it's our test layout and our video 1 preset. All right, video wall preset here. And that's basically what input we're using on here. It is listed here. It says DVD across all 4. Now, if you wanted to really check that as well, if I select DVD, you'll notice that the orange box is around all of these inputs, because this is the input source that's being shared across all these. If I go Foxtel, nothing is there. Go back to DVD. As you can see, that's how we can signify that the video wall is in operation and all that content is being delivered, and we're all good across those lines. All right, so now we'll come back to our video wall. We're going to go back to our video wall list. We're going to bring back up that video wall we used, and as we see, we only have 1 layout on that. As we can see, we've got DVD across all of them, and we're still currently running in video wall layout. So let's say we might want to just break up this video wall now and give them just the DVD signal individually on each individual screen, because we might want to matrix other things to them. Well, quite simply now we can select independent and then generate that video wall. And now what's happened is that we have individual sources across each individual monitor. So it's really quite nice to be able to just switch between here, you know, and just generating that independent, or we're going to combine and generate our combined video wall as well to give us the full overall layout. So I'm just might just record this just quickly and insert it here as well in relation to me switching to independent. And then we select independent on our monitor, and you'll see that change. And now we can go back to combine, and we'll generate that video wall as a proper combined video wall. All right, so it's very flexible and very easy to do so. Now, let's say we might want to do something different with this video wall. We might want these 2 screens to be the same and these 2 to be different, or whatever it might be. You might have a larger video wall. Let's say it's a 3x3, but you might want to grab these 4 monitors here and use them as a video wall and something else on these other 2. Well, quite simply, we can change that, but we're just going to do it on our 2x2 because what I have available. So what I might do is let's go in and add a new layout. Now, as you can see here, it's come out, create a video wall layout, and we might just call this one split because we're just going to split it up a little bit. And we save our video wall preset. So when I come over here now and select split in our layouts, you'll notice we don't have any input sources. We're using the same video wall because this is the only one we have, but we're now going to create a split video wall. So what we do then is we go through the same process as we did before. We're going to put, let's say, a DVD on this one, and let's put a DVD down on this one, and I might put Foxtel over here, and I might put Foxtel over here. Or if this was obviously a video, well, we can create this a video and put something else over here. It's up to you, but it's a really nice, easy way around that. So once we've selected those, so what we do is go to our decoder sources. We add in our decoder sources on each of our monitors, like so. Make sure we save that. Now what we can do is go independent and then share and deliver that video wall. So now what that has done is created this layout. So we've got, let's say, Foxtel source, which is the signal generator I have on these two monitors, and DVD on this. And it's very easy to be able to change that system layout. So you can have multiple presets on what you might want your video wall to do at any given time, and yes, you can recall these presets via an API as well. So it is very easy to integrate in your systems, and the best thing about the MXNet solution, all the drivers for all your leading control systems are all available for you as well from the AV Pro Edge websites. Okay, so that's us pretty much dealing with our standard video wall combinations. As you can see, it's very flexible, but one thing I didn't cover just now is the OSD. Now let's say we did create this video wall and you wanted to know what endpoint was going to what, because you might not have known, someone might have done it for you. By selecting the OSD on, it actually will put the information on the panel. We'll just insert an image of that information just now, so you can see what comes on when it is selected OSD on, and then we're turning it off because you don't want it on there all the time for obvious reasons. So that there is standard video wall layouts in the MXNet Mentor software. And now we'll jump into the likes of the Mosaic video wall setups. Okay, so now we're going to be looking at the Mosaic video wall tile. So we just went over the standard video wall. So as you can see here, we did that. Now we're going to jump into the Mosaic video wall layouts. Now the Mosaic is really quite different because we can now create customized video wall layouts for those really fancy type applications. So let's go over what we're seeing here right now. Like what we did in the video walls, we're going to display video wall and setup area here. We have a variety of manufacturers already pre-listed in the system in relation to your bezel sizes, etc. of screens. So it's entirely up to you what you prefer to use. And you can obviously put in your own as well by let's like select new. You can type in your manufacturer, the model, the display width and heights, and all your bezel adjustments here as well. So this is nice to be able to populate, to put in, let's say, monitors that you currently use a lot of. But if you probably might not have something, it's something that the customer has requested, well, you can look through this list, and by inserting that, you'll see it'll come up with the whole bezel sizes, what's going on with everything straight off the bat, and you can just multiply those accordingly for your video wall. But we can do things independently because we can do different size monitors and different types of things in relation to Mosaic. But we're going to jump into that and how this all works. So like what we did with our standard video wall, we're going to select our video wall location here. We're going to add a video wall. We're going to call this one, I don't know, let's just call it Mosaic. Mosaic, and in this case we're running 2x2, so the endpoints I have available, total outputs of 4. Save that video array, which is right here. Now it's a little bit different to what you saw before, because at this moment in time we don't have any import or source selections available to us because we need to create our layout. So by selecting layout, we go add layout, and we're going to call this VW2, for example, because our second video wall, it's a Mosaic video wall. We're going to now save that layout. But what we need to do, so we've got the layout here saved, but what we need to do now is to create the layout design, because remember, the Mosaic is far more customized, not like your standard video wall layouts. So let's go into layout design. And what you'll notice here in front of us is the 2x2 video wall that we've created. And this is essentially the surface of content that we have available to us for our required displays. So in this case, what we can do here, we can zoom in a touch to have a look at this a bit closer. And what we might do on this occasion is break up this video wall a touch. So what we might do, let's say we've got video wall number 1. I want that to be over here somewhere. All right, we might bring video panel number 3, we might bring this one up here, and number 4 is here. But I might do something a little different. I might want to turn this one here, let's say 90 degrees. So at the moment it's upside down. I'm going to turn it so it's sitting up vertically, but I might want that one right here, for example. But well, let's make it look like some kind of propeller design here. So let's pop this one just under this side, and we'll bring number 4 up into this location. That's a pretty obscure video wall, all right? This is essentially us creating a mosaic video wall of our own design. Now, I've created this video wall here, but I haven't yet set it to a canvas. So what we'll do now is we'll sync that display, and as you can see here, it's popped it into relation of a video canvas. Now, this can be adjusted according to what you need, but in this case, this is how we've got it all set up, and this is how the content will be created accordingly in relation to this layout. Alright, so what we're going to do now is select our encoders and decoders for this particular system. So let's just zoom this in a little bit. We'll move this up so we can see it a little bit easier, because what you'll notice here, all the offsets, where they are, what's going on. You see TX, RX have not been configured yet. These are just little 22-inch monitors. So what we're going to do now is select our individual devices to go into these. So just like we did with our standard video wall, we're going to use our DVD. Let's drag that over, and you can see now the TX is coming in is the DVD. So we're going to do this on all 4 of these, and that's quite simply done. But now what we need to do is add in our decoders, so our displays, which are these endpoints behind the displays. So again, let's pop the touch one here. You can see the receiver is here. We're going to allocate individual ones to each individual location, and now we have created quite the layout. As you can see, it's quite an interesting design, and we'll just save that layout because this is our VW2 layout. Right, we've now created our video wall. All right, so overall, this is what we desire to use from this point. Now, because we created this video wall under our video wall list, we've got our video wall layout. Now what we might want to do, we've just obviously press save. Now if I press on-screen display, it will give us the OSD like we do have, so we know what panel is what, like in our standard video wall layout. But now what we're going to do is activate this video wall. So let's press activate. Now what that has done now is created and activated our very unusual video wall layout, and now that is in full operation, so it really gives us quite a unique way of doing things. So this is all customizable. As you saw, we can flip monitors around, we can do all sorts of very strange things with them, depending on what type of artistic impression you'd like to develop with your video wall. And we can close this off because we've saved that preset. Now if we wanted to do a different preset like we did before, you can do it just the same. I won't go into detail. We can just create another layout, press save, and continue on selecting the same devices or individual devices depending on what to do. And this way we can recall these individual presets in our design at any time with a control system, or you can do it quite simply by logging into the web UI and changing that video wall design. Now, not a lot of the time, the mosaic walls, you probably will change this. You might have a media player, running on this encoding import, and it just rocks on all day because it's more of an artistic design, where your standard video walls, if we switch back to here and we generated that, you will find that would be a little bit different because this is more located in probably a sports bar or something of that nature. So if we just go back to Audio Matrix here, you'll actually see here we're running the mosaic video wall on these 4 displays, and they are selected, and it is as simple as that. So we've just created a full mosaic video wall in this location. Let's grab this list. Actually, let's go to mosaic first. We'll grab our video wall list. We select our mosaic. This is it. This is our layout. We can select that here as well, and then we can go back to the layout design, and we'll obviously see that layout design we created just a moment ago. So we can really play around with things and do those customized designs for any type of application with video walls through the MXNet, which is from AV Pro Edge, and this is how you do it in the MXNet Mentor software. Thanks very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed this video and it was informative for you. Please feel free to reach out to our team if you have any questions, and here are the details in relation to our website and contact details.